An intro for this because I can make intros in anyways. But anyways, welcome to the moist meter. Okay, that's not moist meter. But god damn it, I want to make a moist meter and I want to have an intro. But gosh darn it, come on. What a video doesn't need an intro. A YouTube channel doesn't need an intro. It just needs content. It just needs entertainment. Gosh darn it. Yeah, but anyways, today we're gonna look at this game called Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. Now I know I'm not a great gamer anyways, but you know what? Game's a game. For those who don't know, Chapter 3 Poppy Playtime just come out and it is a banger and it just took a toll. It just took a deeper tie to a something more gore, something more horrible. Now we're gonna go into separate things. We're gonna go start from topic to topic, from gameplay to lore to graphics and to everything. Now, for those who don't know, let me just drop you a bit of lore and story here. Let me read you a little bedtime story before we start, review bombing Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. This is a company that makes toys run by Elliot Ludwig. He's probably a psychopath or whatever, but yeah, one of some employees or people are put into those toys. So those toys are probably like living. They have living organs inside of their body. They still eat shit, poop, and whatever. It's scary. It's a good concept, and it's just basically Bendy, where all the workers are forced to be part of his maniacal thing. People are wondering, wait, hold on. Chapter 3 already? What happened to Chapter 2 and Chapter 1? You just started this YouTube channel. What the hell, man? Yeah, I was too bored to make Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, but Chapter 3, it just took a different toll. Because what I'm about to talk about now is something darker. We're still talking about the plot. So, the plot is pretty simple. I already told you, and the game is easy. You gotta get out of the factory. But since we're not out of the factory yet, we gotta kill this boss called a prototype. Basic games, you gotta fake mini boss to mini boss to mini boss. There's nothing wrong with it. You got a few bosses, a few enemies to fight, some puzzles to fix. There's no problem. Now for the plot and the lore, it is an amazing plot and lore. During chapter 1 and 2, it's becoming pretty basic that, yeah, okay, there's been an experimenting going on. Some co-workers are being forced to, shove their brains inside of toys, stuffed animals, so, to become realistic. For example, it's Poppy. So she's a living doll, living human being doll, that just walking around and not harmless though. But however, there will be a part where it's harmless. But chapter 2 took that all away. Now, imagine these people, instead of employees, what if we put children? That's right, it's starting from adults being experimented on, and science is experimenting on experimenting on people to make toys out of them. They're starting to do this on children. And not just children, babies. Yes, little babies. If you don't know, there's these new characters called they're called the Smiling Critters, which is basically Five Nights at Freddy's mini version of the animatronics. There's one in particular, his name is Catnap, he's a purple cat, and he sprays this mustard gas to make people sleep. So what I'm basically saying is they're gassing the Jews again. But it's not Jews, and I mean Jews, I mean children, yeah. So they're drugging children to go to sleep and stuff. But this gas is probably psychedelic and everything. There are some recordings that saying that it gives them nightmares and epilepsy, and then giving kids freaking seizures every time they get gas. And they continue to do this on babies, which is really scary and it's really dark, which is a good thing because it's a horror game. You should make things darker. You should make themes more serious. It should make things more psychotic because it's the experiment. This is most similar to Unit 731, where you're experimenting on people without a heart, or just changing limb to limb. But instead of putting someone's limb into other limbs and putting someone's organs into other organs, they're putting babies' organs into freaking toys that crawls underneath your bedroom. It's a really cool concept that, yeah, they're drugging children, they're experimenting on children, doesn't matter, they don't care. It's all in the name of science or something. Now enough with the plot. That is a pretty good plot here. You also know about the prototype that is some sort of god. He's maybe something the most smartest one ever. He helped all the other toys to set freedom and kill everyone. If you look at the tape called the Hour of Joy, which is basically Order 66, at some point they just start attacking all the humans and kill all the Jedi. I'm sorry, I'm starting to keep saying Order 66. But anyways, that's some pretty good lore. Poppy's not bad, not even kissing Missy. We are going to continue on with the gameplay. For the gameplay is the same thing. You run, jump, and everything. There's some new upgrades with the grab pack, the purple hand that makes you jump high again. You can still Spider-Man swing, and then you have the red one, which is the flare gun, which is really helpful, including for the final boss. You could probably use that again, and it's catnap. It's even gotten more scarier because of it. The gameplay, since it's mostly in dark places, more than hallucinations because of the red gas. There's still things you need to do, like let's just say a bunch of toys. There's a new thing called some kind of tower that'll and a cannon, well not a cannon, a turret that helps you move all the grab pack's hands into someone else connecting, and you just have to see it. And it's not even that hard. When you're looking at it, you see 4 of these towers, and you start scratching your head like, why are they placed so differently, and why are they placed in different ways? But if you just put your head into the game, and you'll find out that it's not that hard. The puzzles are pretty easy. That's basically it. But the most annoying part is that most of these puzzles are not even hard. Well, not say it will be hard. Let's just say they're hard to find. For example, there's the one that's stuck in the cage. I was looking so hard to find. Unfortunately, there was something on top of it. I couldn't find it for a few minutes, and then and I realized I just gotta look inside of the cage next to the power surge, and then there it is. Overall, yeah, that's pretty much it. The gameplay it doesn't suck so much. It's just gotten a little bit harder, but you can do it. Combat is the same thing, but this time we have the flare gun that probably doesn't change anything, or probably. When you have these little, the smiling critters crawling under your bedroom or something, you can shoot it just like the good old days with our Second Amendment. That's right, you're gonna have to use your Second Amendment right to defend yourself from the smiling critters. Speaking of the smiling critters, there's also other bosses instead of this, like example, Mr. Light, which is a teacher who got stuck. I don't know if he's a human or one of those doll things, but he's probably both, since he's still hungry, but he's still part of a doll. It's basically it's basically a weeping angel thing where if you look, and if it's dark you can't see him, and then she moves. But if it's light, you can watch him, and he doesn't move. It's basically it. You could just start running around her and just wait till the lights flicker around, and then you'll be safe. I have to say though, the Miss Delightful one is not the most scary. I've been through generic Weeping Angel, Red Line, Green Line scary horror games where you look away and then you see them moving. It's not rocket science to figure that out. Make sure to look out for them. Just look away if you wanted to, and it's not that hard. And which is why it's not that hard. It's also the reason why it's less scary. Bosses, including Catnap, is the hardest one. Took me like a few, I don't know how long it took, but it is pretty hard since he's part of hallucinations. We can't see him probably, and there's this thing when you go into a ledge. Spoiler alert, by the way. If you go to a ledge and then he's coming up from this hallway, you gotta have to jump and then grab the lead green power surge to light up this power surge to light up the smoke, and it takes some time to just to narrow down and target that green thing. That's mostly how people die, since I saw a few of these videos. A lot of people die because of that, and it just gets annoying. That's pretty much it. And for the graphics, well, they're not bad. They're not bad graphics. You can still see it do things. They're all beautiful. I found a few glitches where when I see when the catnap was passing by, it immediately disappears. So, game devs, you gotta look on that. Maybe instead of making catnap appearing too close so people can see it. Maybe put them a bit further, so people wouldn't see them, but they're able just to see them, walking around. The graphics are beautiful, and when you see when there's the scene in the hallway, well, not the hallway, in the home sweet home, where we were in the psychedelic thing, we came to look like a bunch of rooms in the hallway. This reminds me of The Shining, where those two girls that come play with us. It's really cool, and I like the whole tape thing that was phasing out and phasing in. Also, one of the most scariest thing of all, probably, well, spoiler alert first, where Poppy or Huggy Wuggy was in this cassette tape. We were smiling, and then we were just phasing out, and then phasing back with his. He was smiling creepily with a bunch of mouths, and then he comes out of the TV. That's the most coolest thing I've ever seen during this game. It's probably personally one of my favorites. There's also a bunch of Easter eggs if you can see them, some of them, including the tapes. The tapes are mostly my favorite thing. It's helped me to discover lore and everything, which includes that the kids are being experimented. This was an orphanage, but this orphan was also disguised as a lobotomy thing where kids being researched and switch their organs into not animatronic. Sorry, I keep confusing this to FNAF. They're being experimented in putting their bodies into furry suits. Overall, this game was pretty fun. It was pretty scary. It was pretty dark. It took a big toll after from chapter 2 and chapter 3. I'll give this a 8.5 or 8.7 out of 10. It's not a 9. I would probably give it a 9, but it just lacks a few things in my perspective. Anyways, that's about it. See ya.